Hey guys, what up, yo? Happy day. Excuse me. Oh man, sitting outside this beautiful day. So I was sitting out here sitting out in this beautiful sun, getting these downloads, right? So I started writing. This is good shit. And I'm like, you know what? I think I need to get on here and just shoot a video. But man, when I'm flowing and I'm writing, that's in my head. I'm writing, I'm writing it as I'm thinking it in my head. It's always like, I just realized this. It's always like I'm speaking to an audience. But so what's going on? Hi, welcome. Thank you to all my new subscribers. So the gist of this, what I'm going to talk about, like there's a reason for everything, okay? And I'm going to use myself as an example because this is the best way. I mean, this is what I just was learning, okay? God, I got to put my hair like that. The sun's bright. My sunglasses are in my car in Kansas. So, you ever find yourself back in a place where you just left, okay? That could be situation, thing, whatever, person, habit, whatever, okay? Put it where it fits. So just follow me here. And you're like, does it feel the same as before? No, it feels different. And as I was writing, it said, because it is different this time. You know, had I not been at Mike's house, it was perfect. You know why? Because I was there to see Dr. Solano because I ended up having 6 teeth pulled. I needed that. See, God knew that was coming. See? I just didn't know that yet. That's where the learning happens. When you're in a place that you're like, fuck, what am I doing again? Am I self-sabotaging? Or, I know I'm here to learn something, but what is that thing, And then you start going on all these different, you'll make up shit in your own head, and you're like, no, that don't feel right. Because you've been doing the work, so that doesn't feel right. Then it's like, okay, well, how does it feel? How does it feel? So, but then that's when you realize, like I was saying, I was there to go to the place that I want to get my teeth. It just, it worked out exactly how it was supposed to, like it has done many times before. So, we're like, okay, why don't we get that? We do, but our human has to catch up to the soul's progression. The human is dense. This is how it's coming to me, right meow. The human being dense. If you think of 3D, you think of density, you think of human. You think of human as opposed to, human is matter, what you could touch, like carbon. You know what I'm saying? So the soul is light, it's energy, it's way faster. So the human, which is it's the brain, it's all of this. It's the human vessel, the ego, whatever. We'll just call it human. It's got to catch up to the soul's progression. And, I've told people this before, like I'll tell my body, listen, back, please, I'm begging you. Give me one more day. Probably got white shit all over it. Give me one more day, you know. You sit there for a few minutes, and then you just get up, because you have no choice. You just get the F up, and you keep going. The mind, you know what I mean? Your soul, your essence tells you you're working through these things. But your human has to catch up to your soul progression. And when you're back in a place that you're like, I just left here, but you know, it just feels different. You're like, it doesn't really feel like self-sabotage. I feel like there's something else here. God, what is it I need to know? What is it I need to learn? What is it I'm not seeing? I'm here, I'm open. It's during that void I've talked about before. They're bringing it up to me again. It's in that void. It's in that until you do know. God knows. But until you know, there's that in between. That's where the learning happens. That's where the growing happens. And that's where the test, I just heard, that's where the test is at. Testing you in trying times, because you know there's a reason for it. You already know it's in you. It's in you. You already know that what you, at the other end of that, is a rainbow. I'm hearing that's why there's rainbows after a storm as well. You know, they said God's way of saying he'll never take us out by flood. They were specific about that, weren't they? Because it's fire this time. Oh, man. It has to be spoken. It has to be spoken. And it'll be written. I heard prophecies are written as well as spoken. Yeah, it has to be spoken. There's everything about the spoken word. Think about that. Because it carries energy. It carries a frequency. And what are frequencies? It's a vibration. But what does that carry? Information. Are the hummingbirds gone because it's coldies? I'm like, dang it, I miss them. Anyway, I thought I'd shoot a video on that because I thought it was really cool. But you know, you can't ask yourself, because this is what I have. Because I have, looking at bigger picture. If we could just change our mind, perhaps by changing the words that come out of our mouths. I mean, changing our minds, our thoughts to say, I am here doing this thing in this moment. Okay, so why is that? Does it feel the same as before? It feels different. That's because it is. And you aren't there yet. This is where the learning takes place. Okay, so we know this because we have been there a few times already. But our minds, quote unquote, take a minute to catch up. Our human has to catch up to the soul progression. So like with a baby, we'd be easy on the human as it is learning all over again. Be easy with your human, because even though it's in a stage when you look in the mirror and your human has been here for X amount of years in this lifetime, you're like a brand new baby. Okay? Your soul knows, but now you've got to teach your human, because your human is programmed. Your human is used to doing repetition, things over and over. That's how it learns. That's why you can learn to do anything and get good at it. It's repetition. So it's the same with your thoughts and and all the everything that's human. I heard everything that's human is not love, and oh my gosh, that is so true. So maybe the devil's your human, and God is the soul. And I'm here in a distance. I'm here. So it's always been a you versus you battle, and it's against your own fucking human. I told you. But the great kicker is you control your human, so we win. I like how God has me. Well, the way my personality is, right? So this is the way my personality, whatever, is. So I like to be witty. I like to be funny. I like to make jokes, even of things that are fucking horrible. I've lived horror. Why not just laugh at it? Can't change it, but it's gone. Whew, thank God, you know? I don't have to do that again. So I'm getting it right this go round. Capiche? So like a baby learning to walk, your human is learning to walk again in the world, but as from a soul's perspective, instead of the human perspective. So now, your human is having a soul journey. You know what I mean? Like, you're integrating it. I know that makes no sense, but you get what I'm saying. So if we're souls having a human experience, then we're human having a soul experience as well. And integrating those. Walking around, your human has to get used to you. It's like getting a new, I don't have any, like drones are like anything, getting anything that's outside of yourself, getting used to how it works and working out the kinks and everything. It's the same thing. Dude, you're totally writing your human. Think about it. You hop in this meat suit, like, whoosh, try this meat suit on. Well, you run that shit, right? So you're running that human. Be easy with the human. It's a baby. You just did a bunch of work and changed everything on it, and it's freaking out. You just tore it down. Now you're going to build it back up, but be easy with your human. It takes time to catch up. Once you do that, your human will feel more relaxed, and it'll open up to you more. Just like a baby, just like a child would. Well, consider your human your inner child. Consider your human your baby. Be easy with it. It doesn't know any better